I want to tune in real quick for the reason of the Elden Ring DLC. You know, I've been so surprised how controversial this DLC has been, in the sense that, like, Elden Ring and From Software games in general are supposed to be known for, being hard and, yeah, I guess a game where like you get good. And it's like, yeah, there's Demon Souls, Dark Souls, 1, 2, and 3, I think. Bloodborne, all these from software games are known to be hard, and people are challenging each other to get good and like to beat the game and whatnot. Just being able to beat the game is a challenge of its own, which is like kind of like I guess the baseline level of it, and people add on more challenges to that, but it is what it is. Elden Ring, uh, at least for me, it's like I stay away from software games because I don't want to play games that are hard just to be hard. Like, there's a bit built that way, and it's like I feel I don't have that much time in the day, so it's like I'm not gonna bother, coming home from work, being stressed out, and like I fight like one boss over 3 4 hours, dying so many times. It's like I don't need that stress coming home from work. That's not for me. Some people can do it, others can't, and so I was like I'm in the ballpark of like I don't want to do it. And then the people who advocate for it, you think that they want more challenges. They want like everything to be like difficult, and so it's like it's their challenge to get good and prove themselves, I guess. Now the DLC came out, and what like within a day, maybe two, people are complaining that's too hard. Like, you bought the game because it's hard. Now you're complaining the DLC is too hard? Like, what? Did you know what you were getting into? Or people had the assumption that like I have this great build from the base game, and that's supposed to carry me through the DLC. And maybe that's the issue. I don't know. I don't play the game. The only thing I can say about it is that like it just doesn't make sense to me. Why do you have a game? Why do you buy a game that's hard, that is developed to be hard, just to be hard, and then the DLC comes out? Now you're complaining that is too hard for me, that I can't get through it. It's too much of a challenge, huh? What? What are we doing? And yeah, you got all these people online talking about it, and I don't know. Some people are fine with it. Like I guess I saw Kai Cenat say that the like you need to get good, and you need to like learn the game and all this and that. Um, some other people like me, I guess, are bashing. Well, I'm not really bashing. It's just I'm saying my point of view. But like some people are bashing people who are complaining about it being too hard. Um, then and I'm gonna make this a double video, and I'm going to go into Alanah's take, because that's just like controversy on top of controversy. It's like so many people are complaining about it being too hard. Now you have Alanah Pearce, who is trying to advocate for accessibility options so disabled gamers can play the game. But the thing about that is that like there's a decent amount of disabled people that like still, play games normal, and it's like that there's some disabled people that are better than, fully functional people. I've heard of stories of love of like some guy who's dead disabled, and like, yeah, uses his mouth for Street Fighter to play, and like he's like MLG level or some shit. And it's like at the end of the day, it's like regardless, it's a skill issue. Um, that and people who have patience to actually get through that. As long as like, I think even the disabled people, as long as like if they want to actually like challenge themselves and get through it, they can. Even for me, I'm fully functional and everything. It's like, I don't know, man, maybe my thumbs hurt a little bit, some carpal tunnel. So I don't know. I don't claim that, but it's a possibility. Um, but the whole thing with Alanah Pearce is that she is saying or advocating for these accessibility options, and the whole issue going on with her right now is like she talks about permanent, temporary, and situational disabilities, and everyone's pissed off at her because she says having a child is a situational disability. And the thing that's fucked up about that is that, like, you know, I like Alanah with like some of her past takes on things, and so I was like, I think she gives like a good explanation about like how some things in the gaming industry work. But it's like over the past couple of years, man, maybe the past year or so, it's like she lives in California, she lives in LA, she works for Santa Monica Studio. Like, it seems like she's just becoming more and more of a leftist. The more she's involved with those people, either that or like when women are usually liberal in general. But I guess being around that doesn't help either. And I think people are mostly pissed off, mainly like parents and people who actually want kids. They're the ones that are pissed off. As far as I know, Alanah doesn't have kids, so it's like she doesn't really understand that kind of situation. Um, and it's like, even for me, I don't have kids, but it's like I want kids someday, and like, I think it's just really fucked up saying having a kid is a disability. It's like, is the government gonna give you a disability check for having kids? I highly doubt it. And it's just small things like people were like bashing on her for like some small things. I was like, mom is like, I have a cup over here, and I was like, I can't reach it because my arm's too short. So it's like, therefore I have a disability. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. The it's just her whole. It's like, I want to understand. It's like, to an extent I do, but at the end of the day, it's like, it's not an accessibility option or having a disability. It's just a feature in the game. It's a quality of life feature of having a pause button. Is like, especially for like single player games. I believe all single player games should have a pause button, because it's not an online game where we're like there's multiple people in the game, so you have to like, if you have to pause, you have to pause everyone else. And so I was like, that doesn't work in online games, but like with single player games, it's just you. at your pace, at your leisure, doing what you want. You should be able to pause. I would say that much. And I guess from software games, like, don't want that as like another level of difficulty in a sense, or I don't know, urgency of like having to do something or finding a safe place, all this and that. It's another layer of difficulty in their eyes, but I would believe, or I feel that the like all single player offline games should have a pause feature. And I don't understand why she didn't just say, please add a pause feature. Instead, she goes into accessibility options because having a kid is a disability. It's like, no, just add a pause button. That's a quality of life feature. That's not a disability. That's not an accessibility option. It's a quality of life feature. Come on now. What are we doing? What are we doing? Again, at the end of the day, it's just amazing how much drama Elden Ring has been over the past, what was it been, like 2 weeks now since the DLC dropped. It's incredible. It is incredible. From Software has been around making games for a while, since Demon Souls, which was on PS3. So it's been 2 console generations that they've been releasing games. And now Elden Ring is getting a lot. Not even just Elden Ring. The DLC for Elden Ring. Like, Jesus Christ. I don't know. This stuff is ridiculous. In my opinion, if you like hard games, you should, and you're buying a hard game knowing that is hard, you know, you shouldn't complain that it's too hard when you know that it's hard going in. That doesn't make sense to me. And then saying same thing with the DLC. I believe that they end up saying it's basically like the meta of the game. It's the end game. So it's basically your once you beat the game, it's like you're basically starting over in a way. So like you got to become meta on top of the meta to get through the DLC and the end game. And then Alanah Pearce has her whole thing. It's like the main thing about that is like, people who care about kids are not calling them a disability. They're a responsibility that you chose or may have accidentally not chose to have. But it's a responsibility, and so I was like, you need to be a responsible parent to them. And that's really all it comes down to, is that, like, you know, saying being a parent or having a child is a disability just makes it feel like the child is a thing and not a person. And I think that's where a lot of like leftists who don't have kids or don't want kids end up with their mindset, where they come from, which is like, you know, the ultimate sin towards to people who actually do want kids. It sounds like they see them in 2 completely different ways. All right, I think that should cover like what I want to say, and like cover the general overview of, you know, these 2 things that are going on right now. So I will see you guys later.